important for one to know when, right? Because again, that's a scarcity. That's a scarcity mentality. It's like, I need to know, 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 I need to know. It's right. Because there's a fear there. There's a scarcity there. There's limitation there. There's a reason that you want certainty. There's a reason that it's very important for you to need to know the when. And that's part of the things, that's one of the layers that as you go within yourself, that's one of the mountains you have to climb. You have to climb over that mountain and go, hey, it's not important for me to know the when. And this is what's crazy about it. And this is just, again, and this is an extra to the extra to the extra. I'll just throw this extra bonus in. When you climb over that mountain and realize that the wind doesn't matter, the reason, this is what you'll discover and I challenge anyone out there to go do this and come back to me and tell me that I'm wrong about this. And I'm not saying this to sound like a conceited asshole, but just, I have yet to see that it's different from anybody who's done it, myself included. You climb over the mountain, conquer the mountain of trying to understand the winds, and this is what you're going to find out. The wind was never up to something outside of you. The wind was up to you. That's the paradox in it all. You're the one who decides the when. You're the one who's the magician, who has all the tools and resources and the power. And you won't believe it until you're connected to it and you have a personal experience with it. That's just human nature. I can sit here and tell you story after story after story after story from my life and the lives of people I've coached who have found this to be true for themselves, and you wouldn't believe it because that's not your experience. Those are stories. It's not your reality. And we have a tendency to not believe in something until we experience it ourselves. That's just human nature. But if you go within and you climb the mountain of not needing to know when, you're going to find out on the other side of it that, hey, I get it now. I didn't need to know when because I was the one that was in control of the when. Because I'm the one who's in control of my entire destiny. Everything about my destiny. You want love? The reason you don't have love, you want money. The reason you don't have money, health, the reason you don't have health, anything that you have or you don't have has nothing to do with the forces outside of you. It has to do with you. That's it. That's the answer to all questions. Every question that all of you have in the entire chat, this whole thing, we could end this chat right here, this whole live, right there. That's the answer to everything. The spiritual answer to everything is you are the creator. You're the determining factor. The number one determining factor of the destiny that you shape, and you're the director of your own movie. What's the movie you want to create? The universe has given you the power to create your own movie. It's just that you haven't been taught how to use your power, so you don't believe that you're the creator of your own movie. So you're, stuck doing what everybody else is doing, waiting for life to bring you the thing. Waiting for life to give me the money, to give me, my soulmate. When is this going to happen? When will I be the lucky? When will I play the spiritual lottery and I'll win something finally? When will luck be on my side? It's not how it works. We create our reality. You create your destiny. We are the ones, and we do it all the time. We're just not aware of it. And the more that you learn your power and you pay attention, that's what conscious awareness is. It's literally the act of being aware and present with your awareness. Being present with reality as a conscious being, going, wait, I did create that. How do I know I created it? Because literally was just thinking this, was talking about this, was in my mind, imagining this, and then instantaneously I turned the corner and there's a synchronicity there. Or the thing was literally there, or it came to me like an hour later. This shit happens all the time for people. And it's just, most people don't believe it because they're not the ones that are having the experience. It's just a story. And it's like, well, I don't know. I don't want to call the person a liar. And even if it happened for them, that's cool. That was them. It's not me. Right? Because we think that other people who are able to do things that we can't do, like they're special. That person's spiritually special. They can get synchronicities and manifest and law of attraction and this and that and blah, 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 blah. No, They're no more special than you. The only difference between you and them is they're over there experimenting. They're just trying to practice and learn and understand. They're just doing the things. They're just figuring it out. And the more time you spend figuring it out, then the more that you learn. And the universe rewards those who take effort. You put forth effort in something, you take something serious, the universe goes, hey, that person's serious about this. Let's help them out. And then stuff starts happening. And you start figuring it out. Like, wait, like, just go to the bookstore and like read, just go through the section of the law of attraction. It's like every day there's a new author who wrote a book about how their life was a literal shit show. I was a druggie. I was an alcoholic. And I was living with an abusive, toxic relationship with someone who smashed my head and I was all cracked out. And then I OD'd and then I left my body and this, that, and the other. And then I lost my house. And then I had this and like these crazy horror stories of this life where people have like literally their life is a dumpster fire, and they just basically reduced to nothing. And then something happens, they cry out to something. They speak to something. They call out to something. It's just like they've reached the end of themselves. It can't get any worse. So what the hell? Or something else happens. Something profound happens to them, and they follow the yellow brick road. It's like, hey, this is interesting. And they start to follow this thing. Whatever that thing is, whatever that voice was, whatever the answer was, they start to follow it and they keep following it. And the next thing you know, they're writing a whole book about how their life was a shit show. And then in two years time or something, they become a millionaire and they wrote this book and they found the love of their life and they were asked to go on all these TV shows and this and that. And all this crazy stuff happens. Like, how? Because they just got up. They're not more intelligent than you. They're not smarter than you. They just did something. They took a different action. They took a new action, right? And they fumbled their way through it. Just like, I don't know what I'm doing. No one taught me this. And that's the other thing you'll always see in these books. These people aren't spiritual. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in the universe. They don't believe in anything. But yet they have a spiritual experience and they decided to follow it. Like, I don't know what I'm following because I don't even believe in this shit. And they follow it. And then all this stuff starts happening. And they figure it out. They didn't have a spiritual guru teach them. They weren't reading spiritual books. They didn't even know what the law of attraction was, right? They just got off their butt and just started following the path and stumbling their way through it. And it's like they figured it out because the universe was helping them. It's like, oh, hey, we know we can, you need to learn this now. So we'll help you learn this. We're going to bring that person to you. We'll bring this thing to you. We'll connect that dot for you. And you'll see like, oh, what? They start figuring it out. And then it's like, oh my God, like I found out, I was doing the law of attraction. I was manifesting. I didn't even know what that was. I realized I was manifesting, Just hundreds of stories. This stuff happens all the time, man. People write books about this stuff all the time, and the reason I'm saying this is because anything that you want in your life, if you're not experiencing it, it's not because life is withholding it from you or you have to wait for it. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. The things that you want, you're not waiting for them. It's waiting for you. But you have a divine right. We all have a divine right to two things. You have a divine right to lay hold of the thing. You have a divine right to deny the thing. That's the paradox. That's the paradox of life. You're the puppet master. The paradox of life is it's up to you to lay hold of it, or it's up to you to deny it. The universe isn't going to force anything. It's the assumption is you not having the thing is because you don't want the thing. That's the assumption of the universe. The universe's assumption is you don't have it, but because you don't want it. But I do want it. Well, that's not what the universe doesn't rationalize like a human being. It's like, hey, you don't want it because you don't have it. You don't have it because you don't want it. Because if you wanted it, you'd go and you'd have it. You'd use The power that you are as an infinite spiritual being inside of a human body, you'd use all the power within you to go and get the thing like everybody else has done. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of stories all the time, new people figuring this out, no spiritual background, no help, no knowledge of anything. People figure this shit out all the time. So, we're all guilty. We have no excuse. Every single one of us is guilty. Not every single one of us, we're without any excuse when it comes to this. The life that you have is the life that you've created. The life that you don't have is the life you haven't created. If you want to create the life that you want to have, then you have to go create it. And I'm guilty too. Am I living the perfect life that I want? No, I haven't. I'm not. Have I figured this out? No, I haven't. I know how it works. I know enough to know that this is how it works, the big picture. Do I know all the intricate details? Have I spent enough time in my own spiritual journey, tuned into all of my spiritual gifts to completely, know how to operate in that level, at that level of power to create that? No, but I'm figuring it out, right? I'm figuring it out. And so my being here is where I'm at in my journey in the becoming of the life that I plan on living. So I'm in the process of creating it, right? And so different people are at different places in their journey. Some people are just starting. Some people are way ahead. They've manifested all the things and they're on a whole other different plane. It's not a competition. Who gives a shit? It's about you. Are you happy and fulfilled with your life? If you are, great. You're doing it right. If you're unhappy and you're unfulfilled with the life, then you're doing it wrong. Because it's not about anybody else's fulfillment or what other people think or how they judge and compare their fulfillment to your fulfillment, their life to your life to their life, all the bullshit. It has nothing to do with that. It's just up to you. If you're happy and you're fulfilled, then you're doing it right. That's it. If you're not, then you're probably doing it wrong. And your life is your life, not somebody else's life. Your life is your responsibility, not somebody else's responsibility. So who gives a shit what people think about your life or not your life, or what you want, what you don't want, right? And, you focusing on what other people have. What business is that of yours, right? Why are you focused on what other people are doing? You should be focused on what you're doing. And so these are what I would call the spiritual fundamentals that are so often overlooked in spiritual world, right? And it's irritating, for me to see it and experience it because, you have all these people that are spiritually scapegoating and promoting powerlessness, like, great, let's go get to the tarot. Let's go talk to the psychic and the tarot reader. Hey, when's such and such going to happen? Cool. Well, why don't you just keep coming back and coming back and coming back? I'll see you again, 100 more times, 1,000 more times. You'll be here for 5 more years waiting and asking the same question or hooked up on the same person or wondering when the love is going to happen because it's been 5 years and you haven't seen a peep, a crack, and nothing, or some toxic person that, comes in your life and fucks you all up and then they leave and then you get all fucked up about them leaving and then you want to know when they're going to come back and fuck you all up again so that they can leave, so then you can be all fucked up about them leaving, so then you can wonder, well, when are they going to come back and fuck me up again? And then it's like, we'll just be here, go to the tarot readers and we'll just sit here and tell you, we'll keep the carrot dangled in front of your face. Like, they're going to come back today. Carrot. You create the carrot. It's up to you. It's up to us. And it sucks. I hate it. It's probably the thing that I least enjoy about spirituality is the amount of powerless co-signing of bullshit that I've ever seen in my life. People just co-signing powerless bullshit, which doesn't help anybody. Keeps people stuck. You're just going to keep coming back to the tarot readers with the same question because you have this hope. You're hoping, I get the reading today. The reading, maybe today will be the day they come. Maybe today, and I'm guilty of this, by the way. I used to do this. So I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm not Saint Eddie over here, holier than thou. I'm guilty. I've done this before. That's why I can speak from experience of doing it myself and watching other people do it. I had friends You're obsessed with getting readings for the same thing. And again, it's always keeping the carrot dangled. There's always, it's just like, okay, yeah, I think that person is changing. Oh yeah, I think you might hear from them this week. Oh, and then a week goes by, nothing's changed. A month, a year, you're still waiting. Oh wait, but they might be changing. Oh wait, there was a delay. Oh wait, no, something else happened. Oh wait, no, but they're back. Oh wait, here they come. And it's just like this drama, and it's just, it keeps you on the hook, keeps you baited. Right? And all this time is going by when we could have just been using our own power to just get the effing thing that we were wanting the whole time. All this time and energy spent on getting readings and wondering and worrying and when's it going to happen, all this, we could just bypass all the bullshit, cut through all the bullshit, get to the end and go, I want the thing, I'm going to create it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to get it, I use my powers, boom. No tarot readings needed, right? Don't have to do, no spiritual, no, just manifest it. Become the change, be the thing, and attract the thing in. Like, and that's, that's why I do this channel the way that I do it. And that's why the first channel that I had got deleted by YouTube for no reason a year ago. It wasn't very big, but whatever. I was part of the problem, doing readings, dangling the carrot for people. And I knew I wasn't happy doing it. It's like, this sucks, man. But I'd be thinking like, oh man, I got to work on my YouTube channel. And I would cringe. I'm like, man, I do not want to go do a freaking reading. I'm just not excited. This sucks. I'm just like everybody else out on YouTube. Here's another astrology reading. And I still do some of those, but I try to do them differently. And obviously I'm not doing them all the time, but I wasn't being true to myself. And so the universe is like, no, okay, well, this isn't going to go. So boop, we're going to hit the delete key and you're going to have to start all the way over from scratch because you weren't doing it right. So it was a divine intervention and I was thankful for it. Yeah. Did it suck having to start over again? Yes, but also no, because once I figured out what the problem was and I changed it, it's like, I don't care if there's one of you out there too. I don't care if I'm talking to me in this tiny little black hole right here, this camera right here, staring in this tiny little black dot, talking to myself. Then I'll be here talking to myself, but I'll be fulfilled doing it. I'll be happy doing it. And I'll have the satisfaction of knowing that I'm doing it for the right reasons because I stayed true to myself, stayed true to my calling, right? That's another important lesson here. What is worth betraying yourself over? What man, what woman, what job, what addiction, what pleasure is worth betraying yourself over or for? We all get what we tolerate. Are you going to tolerate self-betrayal? Are you going to keep betraying yourself? And how long are you going to keep betraying yourself? How long are you going to excuse your powerlessness? How long are you going to continue to go another day, another month, another year, unhappy, unfulfilled, waiting, wishing, hoping, wanting the same thing? Life is the same. It's Groundhog's Day. And nothing's really changing, right? And if you're really honest with yourself, for those of you out there that I'm speaking to, if you're really, really brutally honest with yourself and you know that you're unhappy, you know that you're not fulfilled and you're not happy inside, if you stop running from the fact that you're unfulfilled and you're unhappy and you actually turned around and you looked it in the eye and you got real and you got honest with yourself, then you could fix that shit because the truth sets us free. But you have to be willing to stop betraying yourself to see the truth in order to gain your freedom. That's how this works. It's how it works. There's no magic pill. There's no magic tarot reading that's going to give you the fulfillment. There's no magic pill that you can take. You can wake up tomorrow and be like, oh man, I got it. I think, that love of my life is just going to randomly, today's going to be the day. It's a different calendar day, a different number on the calendar. But today will be the day that they came in. Even though nothing else was different, nothing else changed. Just a different day. But today will be the day my soulmate comes in. Like, is that really how it works? That's how I think a lot of people think that it works. It's just, it's a crapshoot. You're just going to wake up tomorrow, and tomorrow will just be the day that the thing that you've been waiting for to happen is just randomly going to happen. It's just a series of random events, right? Well, there's actually a psychological term for what that whole thing is called. It's called learned helplessness. That's literally everything that I'm talking about. There's a psychological term for it. You can look it up. It's called learned helplessness. We have learned how to be powerless people. And the purpose of my channel, and the reason I'm even spending this much time saying all of this, is because I'm here to help empower you all. Whoever has he or she who has an ear to hear, let them hear. Like Jesus used to say, right? Preaching to thousands and thousands of people. 99% of them in one ear, out the other. That 1%, that 10 people out of 10,000, 10 people out of 10,000 that needed to hear what he was saying because they got it. It's like, hey, I want the truth. I don't care what it takes. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've reached my threshold. I'm not desperate for a quick fix. I'm desperate for the truth. I'm desperate for whatever the fuck's going to fix this once and for all. I'm sick and tired of my life being pathetic. I'm sick and tired of not feeling good enough. I'm sick and tired of feeling like, why is it that everybody can have the things that I wish that I had and I can't have it? I'm sick and tired of trying. I'm sick and tired of endless tarot readings. I want to live my life. I want to fucking live. I want to feel. I want to thrive. I want to feel alive. I want to glow. I want it to be real and authentic, not fake. And I want to have a sense that it's not going to leave me. It's not going to go away. That it's not a game. It's not a joke, not a prank where I thought I had the thing and then boop, nope, no, you don't. You don't have it. Or I'm snatched away. Oh, no, it went away. Oh, it lied to you, it betrayed you, or it died, or God, whatever. This channel exists for the 1% of you out there that actually hear what I'm saying. This channel exists for the truth that will set you free. By you taking the power back into your hands as the divine being that you are. And when you take your power back and you get out of the learned helplessness, bullshit, lie, then everything changes. And everything that I just said that you've been waiting for will be yours. Not maybe, it will be. Just like I have certainty that I can pick these cards up. I have certainty. I can pick these cards. I can set them down and I can pick them up. Set them down and I can pick them up. 100% certainty. That's how much certainty that we can have in creating the lives that we want and taking our power back. But step one is always getting out of denial. We have to be willing to embrace the truth. Stop lying to ourselves. Stop pretending. Stop running away from the fact that we feel things that we don't like feeling. Stop being afraid of discomfort. No one said it's going to be easy. The treasure you seek is in the cave you fear to enter. Courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing the thing scared shitless sometimes. But every time you step into something through an act of courage, you realize that fear is just bullshit. The things that most people are afraid of most of the time, once they finally face those things, they realize just how insignificant it was, how foolish it was. Like, I can't believe I was so afraid of this thing. And when I faced it and I confronted it and I realized it was like literally a nothing thing, like, holy shit. And then you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. And then you start to realize like, wow, like, man, maybe anything really is possible for me. Just have a little bit of courage, embrace a little bit of truth, and do some scary shit sometimes, which most of the scary shit is the shit about going within ourselves. That's the scariest thing. It's not all the stuff out here that we think. It's the stuff that we have to do within ourselves. Confronting you confronting you is going to be the scariest thing anything will do. But if you want your power, that's the gate. The gateway is not out here. The treasure's not out here. The treasure's in here. Right? And for the people who understand this, then when you come to this table and you pick up these cards and you get a reading, then you get something profound. Like Rhoda earlier, the first reading I did tonight. I'm getting tingles right now all over my body. Very first reading out of the gate for Rhoda is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Here's a woman, and I don't know her, by the way. She's gotten readings from me before. I do not personally know her. I don't know anything about her personal life, what she's doing. But just based on the information that has come through in her readings in the past, and based on the types of questions that she asks, I know that she's in tune, man. That woman, she gets it. She's living it. She's wrestling with it. She's figuring it out. And she doesn't come in here to ask powerless questions. She comes in here because she's open to receiving insight from the divine. Like, hey, teach me my power. Tell me something. I want to know how to be that powerful person. I want to know how to take control of my life. I want to know how to create my life. Teach me, show me, what do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? If you're that kind of person and you come to this table and you get a reading for that, which is a totally different question, you're asking a question that can empower you. You're asking the universe for gold that will transform your life. Then it's a game changer. Then all of a sudden, these little pieces of paper that you can buy for like $20 become invaluable. You cannot put a price tag on these cards when you ask the right questions, because the information and the knowledge that you can receive is everything that you need to know if you ask the right questions, right? And that woman gets some pretty freaking profound answers. Like that whole reading I did for her way back at the beginning of this live, I would claim that for myself. Like, this is profound. I could never go back and do that reading. I could never regurgitate that the same way twice. And I don't, when I do a reading, I forget it most of the time. I try to hold on to bits and things, then I have to go back and have to rewatch it because thank God YouTube saves it. But I'm just giving you guys an example of maybe something to think about. I'll do whatever reading. You're here for a free reading. I'll do whatever reading. You want to know when Joe's going to come over and kiss you for the first time, or you want to know when such and such is going to come back? You want to know? I'll do whatever. I'm just here to serve you guys. But just as a side personal note, my personal opinion is why live that way? Why live in a place where you have to wonder what's going to happen instead of you making it happen, because you have the power to make it happen. You don't have to wait. When you're in control, you don't have to wait for shit. You want to drink of water? Do you have to wait for the drink of water, or can you just get up and go get the drink of water yourself? Common sense answer. Get up, go get the drink of water. You don't have to wait for shit. So, maybe there's new questions. When we ask better questions, we get better what? We get better answers. So maybe just something to think about for the 1%. The 1% of you out there are actually catching what I'm throwing. But that's the end of my spiel for that. So, hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. All the other information is in the description box below. And as always, my friends,
I'm not a bloody psychic.